So this is the Your Money Hour podcast. I am your host, Dakota Grady. Tonight we have a special guest, and his name is Grayson Rogers from Nashville, Tennessee. We actually have a mutual friend in Joshua Grady, who is also in that same area. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Grayson.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it. Love to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So tell everyone about who you are and what you do as a big-time country music singer in Nashville, brother.
Yeah, so I'm Grayson Rogers. I've been doing music for about 10 years now. I jumped right into it after I graduated high school. I had other plans to chase a football dream and all this kind of stuff, but kind of fell through. And some things were happening in my life at the time, and music kind of just found me. I always say that I never knew that I was a singer. I never knew that I could sing or anything like that. I always just say that music found me, and went on the journey of a music career and have been doing it ever since. I am married to my wife. We've been married for about 2 years. We've been together 6 years. And we are now expecting a baby.
Awesome. So your wife is Kayla, right?
Yep.
Awesome. So she has a story to tell as well. So let's dive into the music. How do you write your own songs? Do you do you sing people's songs? Like, how do you do with your music, and how does that process start?
Yeah. Every song starts differently. Anytime I go into a write, I'm usually co-writing with some friends of mine. But for me personally, I usually like to take things that are going on in my life into my songs. I find that it's easier to sing because once you write a song, right, and you record it, you have to sing it over and over again. So you kind of want it to be true to yourself. And so I always do my best to just take instances from my life and experiences from my life and put them into my songs. And so every song is different. Like for instance, I just released a song called Fighters about 4 weeks ago. And that song is just a straight up anthem for anybody going through anything tough in their life. I wrote that song about a week after Kayla was diagnosed with breast cancer last year. And the whole point of that song was just to encourage her throughout the journey, right? And also to encourage anybody going through anything tough in life. And so I kind of just take my music and take from real experiences. And I also want to make sure that my music encourages people, bring inspiration to people, make people really feel something. And so I always take all of that into account when I'm creating a song.
So basically, come from the heart. Sounds like your experiences that you've gone through and want to share your story with people, right?
Yeah, absolutely, definitely straight from the heart for sure. You'll have occasionally your fun ones where you just write a goofy, fun song, and sometimes you might record it because you just like it so much. But the majority of the time, yeah, it definitely comes just straight from the heart, from real life experiences.
So your song First Light, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
So I saw the video of it, and at the beginning of it, it showed you, I guess someone called you, maybe you're a manager or somebody, and something like that, you got fired as an artist, right? So
Yeah.
you were frustrated. Talk about that process. Have you gone through that for real, or is that just like something that you came up with?
So that scene and that whole video is supposed to just give people a brief insight into the artist's life, right? That's the artist's life on an everyday basis, pretty much. I mean, even if you make it, even if you're big time, you have a record deal, you're pretty much getting told no all the time. And especially as an aspiring artist, when you're trying to get there, you're getting told countless times no, countless times there's something wrong, or you're just not good enough, or whatever it is. There's a saying that goes around whenever record labels are looking at new artists. They always say that they're actually looking for a reason to say no. They're going out of their way to find a reason to tell you no, that you're not good enough or whatever. So that was just a brief scene into just the many times that artists get told no, and just to give your non-artist, just the average day fan, the listener, a viewpoint into the artist's life and what they kind of deal with in a brief 3-minute span that a music video can allow.
Yes. Now on that track, you had a guest on there, right? On that song.
Oh yeah, her name's Daisha McBride. She's a rapper here in Nashville. She's amazing. She killed it. She brought the song to a whole nother level.
How'd you all collaborate on that? How'd y'all connect?
So originally I had the song done with just me, and I was re-listening to it over and over again, and I just felt like something was missing. I felt like it could be better. And so I was talking to my co-writer, and I was like, well, what if we put a rap in there? And we decided it was a good idea. And so I have another friend here in town, and I reached out to him. I was like, hey, do you know any rappers? And he sent me a few. And Daisha just kind of popped off the screen as far as just her music and her vibe and her voice and just everything kind of blended. I was like, I want this girl really bad. So I got her number, I sent her a message. And she was all about it from the get-go. I think she maybe had only done 1 or 2 other country things before, collab-wise. So she was stoked on it. So she wrote her part, and then about a month later, we brought her in and recorded it, and we were stoked on it, man. And it's my favorite song that I've released to this date.
Cool. And another song on your album is Love Won't Wait. Talk about that song too.
Yeah, that song is I loved that song. I loved how it came out. That's actually our best song to date as far as streaming stats and just overall reaction from fans. That song I wrote with the same writer as First Light. And that song, we just kind of wanted to inspire, young love. There are a lot of times where, for instance, a guy likes a girl and he waits around, right? Too long. And if this girl is as special as he believes she is, then who's to say that some other guy isn't going to see the same thing and swipe her up?
Right.
And so, we just kind of were goofing around, and he has a little daughter, and I have 2 little sisters. And so we kind of drew from that kind of inspiration, wanting the right guy for his little daughter one day, wanting the right guy for my little sisters, my little cousin. And so we just kind of drew from that inspiration. Love won't wait. Hey man, if you like this girl a lot, then tell her, go act on it. You know what I mean? Don't sit around and wait for someone else to see what you see. And so that's kind of what that song is about. And like I said, I was, you never know the reaction that you're going to get for songs that you release. And so whenever this song came out and we started to get the reactions from fans and streaming services on this song, man, we were stoked on it and felt blessed for sure.
Awesome. So what's been the hardest part for you along this journey? I know that your wife, mentioned Kayla, had cancer. There's a part of your journey too. As an artist, how have you been able to, well, I guess my first question is, what's been the hardest part for you during this journey? And then talk about you and your wife, like how have you all been able to conquer her illness?
I always say for me personally, everyone is different. But for me personally, the hardest part of the artist journey is putting everything you have into something for however long you've done it. For me, it's 10 years. And with the possibility of, it not necessarily paying off to the extent you want. And to sum that up, I guess the unknown, right? There's unknown in everything in life, but in the artist world, in the artist lifestyle, and the artist journey, there's just a lot of unknown. No matter how far you make it, to be honest, I mean, you could have a hit and then that's the only hit you ever have, so the unknown is tough for me. And I think that's kind of one of God's ways of testing my faith for sure, because he knows the unknown is not my strongest suit as far as handling, and he puts me in the music world. So it's kind of a sense of humor, I guess, right there. So definitely the hardest part for sure. And another part is, sometimes, I'm honest. I'm an honest and real, raw kind of guy. Whenever I'm doing interviews, I always put it out there, man. Another part is staying motivated sometimes whenever, you get up day in and day out and you put everything in and you're not seeing returns sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to stay motivated. So you got to find ways to keep yourself motivated. So that as well. But there are a lot of blessings as far as, I've gotten to do things that I never thought that I would say I'd done 10 years ago. I've opened up for so many country artist legends, so definitely blessed for sure. And then as far as my wife, and her cancer battle, cancer free now, thank God.
Awesome.
Yeah. That journey in itself, I always say, was a relentless one, because there's so many steps and so many processes that you have to go through, and between those steps are a lot of long waiting periods, right? So whenever she was first diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer, the doctor said that the doctor said that we would have to wait 2 weeks to do anything. So you get told you have cancer. She gets told she has cancer, and they told her, yeah, you got to wait like 2 or 3 weeks before we can start the next process. So you got to sit with that. You have cancer for 2 or 3 weeks without doing anything, when your body and your mind want to go into like, what do we do like right now? You know what I mean? So, and then on top of that, just from then on, you have surgeries, countless surgeries, little minor surgeries, constantly going under, so as soon as you get done with one step, there's no time to breathe until you're going to the next one. So it was a relentless journey, definitely a journey that we wouldn't have been able to get through without God and having faith in him, because I don't know how anyone goes through that without having, some, mindset of knowing that someone bigger is in control than you, because it's just a relentless battle. And so, it's over now. Obviously when you go through something like that, you carry things with you, right? But as far as the actual battle in itself, it's done, and we're definitely grateful for that, for sure.
So fighters came out of that situation right there, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, sure did.
So you have that with your wife, and then the pandemic. As an artist, how have you been able to navigate this situation?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. As soon as we think we're getting close to the close to the clear, we're starting to spike again. So it's been tough, but my favorite thing to do as an artist is play shows. My favorite thing is to entertain and perform. With every job, you have things you like and things you kind of like and things you don't like. Well, the things that I like but don't love is songwriting. If I'm being honest, that has never come naturally to me. I had to really work hard at trying to get good at it, and I do enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it as I do performing. So when you get the most loved thing you do taken away, there's a lot more of just doing the grind things where it's just like, oh man, it's kind of like football team practicing, never getting to play the game. You know what I mean? And so it's wearing at times, but we've kind of put our focus on content this past year. I think the pandemic really started to kick up in March of last year, and we just started to put out songs. We put out a song from May all the way up until October. And so that's 5 songs, I think, so, and then just content with those songs. So we've really just focused on, the creation and the content game of it all. While this pandemic has been going on, and, I've put out the most songs I ever have as far as an artist goes in 1 year. So blessed there. you know, not getting to play shows sucks, but it is what it is. And just got to kind of navigate it. And that's what we've been doing.
So are you on a label? Are you independent artist?
Yeah, I'm independent. I would like to be on a label, but, you know, maybe it'll come, maybe it won't. But I'm independent right now for sure, yeah.
All right. So being in Nashville, Music City, how has that been a challenge for you? Because, I mean, people want to be artists and they go where? Nashville. So has that been a challenge for you being there? It's been a blessing, a challenge too, I assume?
Yeah, man. The first year I was here was really tough on me, just because I had been playing shows for 4 years straight, pretty much Tuesday through Sunday, like almost every day. And when you come to Nashville, you don't play a whole lot of shows. It's a lot of songwriting and showcases here and there, you know, maybe once a month or once every other month. Just because it's super expensive, and, you know, there's not a lot of opportunities to play full band like I did. Now I'll play acoustic, you know, songwriter rounds and stuff like that. But it's not the same between me and you. No, just kidding. No, it's not. It's not the same. You know, I enjoy songwriters rounds, but, you know, playing with full band is something else. So the first year I was here, man, it was a lot of adjustment period, as far as that goes. And then also, you know, whenever you move anywhere new, you know, it takes a long time to meet people. And so it was me and my wife, and, you know, here a few friends here and there that we met through the music industry. Thank God for the music industry, because I don't know what we'd have done without it. So it was tough, you know, if I'm honest, a lot of depressed days, that first year and a half, a lot of just, not really knowing what to do, you know, being in a new place and just being in the new music industry in general. I'm like, what the heck I don't even know what to do. I don't know where to start, you know, so it was tough. But as, you know, the years have gone on, I've kind of adapted and gotten used to it. And now it's definitely a blessing. I mean, I wouldn't want to be doing music anywhere else, because, you know, you can only take it so far outside of music cities like Nashville or like New York or LA or Texas, you know, that kind of thing. So, you can only go so far in Florida, where I was. So, definitely blessed to be here, and have met some of the people that I've met, gotten to do some of the things I've gotten to do since being here. Yeah, it's a blessing for sure.
So have you been able to collaborate with any other artists, like Christian artists, or because you're Christian, you know what I'm saying, and you and I know each other, you're Christian. So have you been able to collaborate with any other artists, or is that something you want to do in the future?
So the only collabs I've done is with the one with Daisha McBride. And then I just did another collab on Fighters with an artist named April Cry. She's amazing. She's a country artist, but also dives into like the pop rock realm. And she, I mean, again, like I said, with Daisha, April brought the song Fighters to a whole nother level. Her voice is insane. I mean, she's a powerhouse singer, man. So to be able to get her on there was amazing. I mean, we've known April for a long time, pretty much since we moved here. So to be able to finally work with her on a song was killer. It was amazing. And I love doing collabs. So, I mean, I'm definitely interested and always open to collabing with more people, whether it be a Christian artist or another rap artist, or, you know, not a lot of people know, but, you know, I'm a big rock fan. So I like the artist Daughtry. He's a rock artist. He was on American Idol a few years back. He's like my dream collab. So if that would be a dream come true for sure. So I'm definitely open to always collabing for sure. It's always cool to bring in talents together and mix them, you know.
Cool. So before we wrap up here, what's next for you? What's next for Grayson Rogers and your family?
Man, as far as music goes, we already have 3 songs recorded for 2021. We're taking a break because it's always hard to compete with holiday music, because everyone just wants to listen to Christmas music from November on, you know what I mean? So, and I understand, I jam it too. It's all good. So we got a good amount of songs worked up for 2021, probably starting in mid to late January, releasing them, and just more content and trying to build and just seeing where it goes. You know, after doing this for so long, that's all you can really do, and that's all I know to do is just to do what I know to do, and that's write, and that's to record music. And at some point you got to come to the realization of that, and I think I've gotten there over the past 10 years. Took a while for me to get there, for sure, of letting go and just being honest with myself. You know, as bad as I want my career to take off, you know, if God doesn't want to take off, it's not going to happen. But if he does, it will in his timing. So yeah, so a lot of songs coming up in the future. Our first child is expected in May. So as far as family goes, got that to get ready for. I don't know much about all the fatherhood stuff, so you know, figuring all of that out. So that'll be interesting and fun, and you know, all of that. So a lot of stuff going on. My wife Kayla is in the Navy, in the reserves, and she just got promoted to Chief Select. She gets to be officially promoted in January to Chief. And so that's a big deal in the Navy career. So she's been super busy working on Navy stuff. And in the meantime, going viral. We posted a post about her Navy career and how she had to take the test during chemo rounds. And the post went viral. I think almost 4 million in climbing have seen it. The Epoch Times has shared it and picked up on the story. Like it's wild. I never thought anything would go viral for me in my life. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just happened. I was like, whoa, all right. So man, just you know, staying busy, you know, trying my best to stay positive during all this COVID stuff and all this crazy world stuff going on. So and just trusting God and everything else, man. So that's what I got to look forward to.
Awesome. So how do people find out about you online and social media as well?
Yeah, man, I always point everyone to my website, GraysonRogers.com. You can find all the handles to Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Music, all on the top of my website. So it's super easy. GraysonRogers.com. And then I have my bio and recent songs all on there as well. So you can find out everything about me right there.
Awesome. Check out GraysonRogers.com. And thank you for your time, Grayson.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.